I want to do this one about hemp. We talked about cannabis. Hemp is a cousin of cannabis, and it's the more industrialized of the two. So we can use it for raw material goods: paper, plastic, rope, concrete, clothing, cars, fuel for cars. I mean, I've heard up to 65,000 different things for hemp to provide. Now, hemp was made illegal with cannabis. One of the guys responsible was William Randolph Hearst. He owned paper mills, and he knew hemp would threaten his business. He owned lumber yards and everything. He wanted to keep his business going, cutting trees down, which is, it's another agenda altogether. But cutting the trees down and using that for paper instead of hemp. Hemp can grow quicker, less pollution, less water than trees, and it's more sustainable. You could literally grow hemp in 3 to 6 months. You'll have a full harvest. Then you can cut it all down, make your paper, and plant another harvest. And not to mention, hemp cleans the soil and the air when it grows. So yeah, plant trees and things, they'll sequester carbon and other things like that. But hemp is really known for doing that. It is very powerful. It is literally in Chernobyl, when the nuclear plant melted down, they planted hemp around it because they know hemp can absorb that radiation and lock it in. So right now, if we did a global movement and grew hemp and cannabis all over the planet, all the toxic sites everywhere, people ingested the raw cannabis, well, not where you're growing toxins, but put cannabis and hemp in healthy areas for us to consume, and then put it in the negative, nasty areas to clean up the toxins, we would see a dramatic change this year alone. Next year would be even better, and the year after that would be even better, because it literally sequesters that carbon. If you're growing hemp every 6 months, you can get 2 crops a year in some places. So that's going to sequester a lot of junk that we don't want in our environment. And then you use that to make hempcrete. Mostly in southern areas, like closer to the equator, they're using it a lot. Not as much in the northern regions where, like where I live in North America and Northern Europe and things like that. But we're working there. We're getting there. And we humans are capable of absolutely anything, so we'll figure out a way to use it everywhere. The point is, it can sequester all the problems that we have, the pollutions that we have, and not all the problems, but all the pollution we have, the toxins, and it's a safe, renewable source to use for building material. So you want to build hempcrete homes. So you use literally, they'll make a wood frame and they'll encase it in hemp, sometimes 16 inches, sometimes even wider. And they're literally antibacterial, antifungal, mold resistant, mildew resistant. The R value, the insulation value is incredible. The breathable, the permeability for it, because it allows the home to breathe. It sequesters heat. So if you have hemp, you could build literally a hemp island in your home of concrete. It'll absorb heat and hold the heat, and then it'll radiate slowly out into the environment. People use this in like earth homes, or I think they're called earth homes, but they're doing that out in the west coast of America, like Nevada area. I'm sure they're doing them all over the place now, but it's very common there. It's just literally one of the most beneficial plants on the planet, and it needs to grow again everywhere like it used to. And it was used people who wanted to bring us down used that plant against us. They removed it from our diet, which made us all less healthy, less robust than we were, and it removed from our environment, which made our environment more toxic. We can literally make all the plastic in the world I'm sure there's some things that you may not yet be able to do with hemp plastic. I'm not sure what they are, but I guarantee someone will figure it out. Nearly all the plastic that we use right now can be hemp plastic. So if you're using, for example, like the plastic on this knife, if that was hemp plastic, you could throw it in the ground and it would fertilize the soil as it breaks down. It breaks down in like 90 days. And sometimes it depends on what you're putting in it. But as long as you keep using healthy chemicals and healthy ingredients instead of nasty chemicals, it'll break down and fertilize the soil. There's garbage piles in the ocean as big as the country, as big as the United States right now. all that would be fertilizer for the plants and for the seed growth to survive and thrive. Instead, we're polluting the ocean. So it was an agenda that they knew about, somebody knew about, that was trying to make us, bring us down and pollute our environment, that damages our bodies, that brings us down in consciousness and disconnects us from our Creator. So we need to make ourselves aware again and remember what really is going on, and remember our true, our true spot, our true destiny, our true origins and destiny of what we're capable of doing. We are far more powerful than a lot of us want to understand, a lot of us want to admit to. And once we figure that out, we're going to thrive, and we're going to see a beautiful, peace on earth is just the tip of the iceberg. It's literally, we're going to have incredible things, and I can't wait to see it. We will see it in my lifetime. And this next generation coming up is really going to be the push. So encourage your kids. Keep that creativity flowing. Don't beat them down to take tests and pass exams and do this bookwork stuff. I'm not saying all bookwork's bad, but we're programming them like machines instead of letting them thrive with their creativity, thinking with their heart. So for you parents out there, please just pay attention a little bit more and nourish your kids. Stay in that current moment. I know you're worried about bills. I know you're worried about work. What's for dinner? It's a lot, but you're raising a human being. You're raising a beautiful soul that is going to thrive and make a beautiful environment for us in the future. So put everything you can, all your energy into sculpting that person to be the best person they can be, instead of just a computer program that's going to regurgitate what it was taught and eat junk food, and take pharmaceuticals for depression or acting out or things like that. No, none of these kids should be taking pills, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a doctor. I don't know everything, but I understand what these pills do to you. I took a bunch of synthetics when I had my back surgeries, and it brings you out of balance. Now, I'm not the same as everybody else, but I understand the way the vibration works. I understand the way these chemicals work on our body, and they're not right. We should be using plant-based diets and thriving instead of surviving and polluting our bodies. So we'll use that as an endpoint, and we'll talk in the next video. Thank you.